Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. Now this is another session from the most expected questions series. Actually we have made four sessions based on Karnataka TET most expected questions from mathematics. But because of the new syllabus which was published in the website of schooleducation.com, aspirants requested me to make sessions on most important and most expected science questions based on Karnataka TET. So we are continuing this series with the science questions. Okay. So in this session we will start with discussing the most expected physics questions, and in the next session we may discuss chemistry followed by biology. Okay. So if you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel right now, and if you are an aspirant who has been watching our channel, please like our videos if you want more classes like this, and if you feel that our classes are helping you, and also share these videos among other aspirants and your friends so that we can reach many aspirants and help each one of you in a proper systematic manner. Okay. And also if you have any queries and doubts related to subject matter, please don't hesitate. Feel free to write in the comment section, or you can also join us on our Telegram channel. We also have a Telegram group where you can ask your doubts. You will get the link of the channel and the group in the description below this video. Okay, so let us start the class. Now let me give you the answer for this question from arithmetic progression from our previous class. So here you can see that you have to equate both the progressions in order to find the common term, so that if you equate easily you will get n is equal to 18 here. So option 1 will be the correct answer. Now let us start with the most expected multiple choice questions based on the physics part from the new science syllabus. Okay. So the first question which we can expect this time is, the weight of an object on the earth is 150 Newton. Its weight on the moon will be. So they have given four options: 75 Newtons, 50 Newtons, 150 Newtons and 25 Newtons. So here one thing is clear, that we have a formula for weight which is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Weight is equal to m into g. Okay, here the mass of the moon is actually 1 by 100 times of the earth, and the radius of the moon is 1 by 4 times of the earth, because moon is a satellite which is revolving around the earth, and moon is very small when we compare with earth. Okay, and apart from this, we should also know that the acceleration due to gravity of the moon is 1/6 of the acceleration due to gravity of the earth. Because moon is small than earth, that's the reason why the acceleration due to gravity of the moon also will be small, right? What is the acceleration due to gravity of the earth? It is 9.8 meter per second square, right? But what about the moon? It is 1/6 of that of the earth. Okay, now this value, that the acceleration due to gravity of the moon is 1/6 of that of the earth, will give us an clue about how to find the answer to this question, because the weight of any object on the moon also will become 1 by 6th of the weight of any object on the earth's surface, because weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. Here we have the weight of the object on the earth, which is 150. That's why we'll have to multiply 1 by 6 with 150 in order to find the weight of the object on the moon. So 1 by 6 into 150 will give us 25 Newtons, and that is our answer. Okay, so in this one question and one solution only, we have learnt so many points, that weight is equal to mass into acceleration, and mass of moon is 1 by 100 times that of earth, radius of moon is 1 by 4 times that of earth, and acceleration due to gravity of the moon is 1 by 6th of that of earth, and that's why weight of any object on moon is also 1 by 6th of weight of any object on the earth's surface. Okay, Now we have learnt 5 to 6 points from this one problem, right? So we can expect any point to be asked as a multiple choice question this time. This is our strategy of how we should prepare for a science, either it be physics, chemistry or biology. This is the best strategy. When you come across one multiple choice question, try to learn everything around that question and try to learn everything possible from the options given in that question. That manner you can indirectly prepare for at least 7 to 8 to 10 questions also just from one question. Okay, so in that approximately 10 questions, if even one question is asked in the examination, then you should be happy, right? So please try to follow this strategy the way I am following in order to teach you. This will be a very easy way of preparing for the exam as we have very less time now. Okay. Another expected question. Which of the following physical quantities has no unit? Options are density, relative density, pressure and thrust. They can ask this question in a different manner also. They can ask like this. Which of the following physical quantity has no SI unit? Okay. So both questions are same only but they are asked in a different manner. Now, the answer to this question will be relative density, because the relative density is defined as the ratio of density of a given substance to the density of water. Okay, so that's why the relative density will not have any unit, because there is density in the numerator and there is density in the denominator for the ratio, and the unit of both the densities will get cancelled. So that's why relative density will not have any unit. Whereas density will have unit, pressure will have unit and thrust will have unit. Okay. Now here you can do a small exercise by getting to know the unit of density, unit of pressure and unit of thrust. Okay. So take it as an assignment. Try to find out the units of these three physical quantities and write down in the comment section. Okay. Another expected question. This is from current electricity. The question is, a current of 0.25 ampere is flowing through a filament of an electric bulb for 20 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge that flows through the circuit. So here they are giving four options: 200 coulombs, 300 coulombs, 100 coulombs and 500 coulombs. What is this coulombs? Coulomb C is a unit of electric charge. Okay. Now in order to solve this problem, we should know that if a net charge Q is flowing through any cross section of a conductor in time t, then the current which is flowing through that cross section will be equal to Q upon T. Okay, Q is the net charge and T is the time. So here in the question they are asking us to find out the amount of electric charge. So we can easily find out the value of electric charge as Q is equal to I into T, right? But here be little careful, because they are telling that the time is 20 minutes in the question. So we need to convert that minutes into second. So if you don't convert, then your answer will go wrong. Okay. So convert minutes into second by multiplying 60 with 20. So just here Q is equal to I into T, means I is 0.25 ampere. Ampere is the unit of current, into 20 into 60. It will give us a 300 coulomb. So option 2 will be the correct answer here. Okay. Moving on, let us see another expected question. This is from waves and oscillations. It is a very basic and very important question. I have seen this question in PUC second year question paper also. Okay. So the question is, the number of oscillations per second is called. See the options: amplitude of oscillation, pitch of oscillation, frequency of oscillation, none of the above. So number of oscillations means it is always a frequency of the oscillation. Okay. In a wave, how many oscillations are there? That will give you frequency. Amplitude will be the distance from x-axis to the peak point. Okay. So option C will be the correct answer here. Another question. This is also a very important question. 1 horsepower when expressed in watt is equal to. So watt is actually the unit of power. Okay, but there is something known as 1 horsepower also. It is related to watt. How is it related is the question here. If you see the options, you have 750 watts, 646 watts, 550 watts and 746 watts. So the correct answer here is 746 watts. Remember this number, okay? 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts. Okay. And one more thing which you have to notice here is that, as I already told you, watt is the unit of power, right? But how do you define 1 watt? This 1 watt is equal to 1 joule by second. Okay. If you want to write it in another units, you have a 1 joule by second is equal to 1 Newton meter per second. If you want to know how you got this unit, you will have to write down the formulae related to power and work done by time interval. Okay. So power is equal to work done by time interval. That's why watt will be equal to joule by second here. Okay. Like that only you can also have 1 kilowatt which is equal to 1000 watts. Or if you want to convert 1 kilowatt into joule per second, it will become 1000 joule per second. Okay, clear, right? So whatever the number is with watt, that number will only go for joule per second also. Okay. Another question. This is from optics. This is also most expected question. The value of refractive index of diamond is. So here we have a 2.42 is the refractive index of diamond. But here because they have not given 2.42, we will give the nearest number which is 2.45. Okay. I am giving you this table here. In this table there are refractive index for many material medium like air is there, ice is there, water, benzene, crown glass, diamond, ruby, rock salt. So better learn these refractive indices for all the material medium. At least try to learn for the important ones like diamond, ruby, crown glass, water, ice and benzene. So if they ask a direct question, you will be able to answer it if you know the values of refractive indices from this table. Okay. Another important question. This question also I found it in the PUC question paper only. The question is kinetic energy of a body of mass 0.1 kg and momentum 20 kg meter per second is. So they have given 4 options. See, if they were asking to find out the kinetic energy of a body by giving the mass and velocity, you would easily apply kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Okay. Or if they were asking potential energy of a body by giving the mass and the height of the body from the earth, then you would apply potential energy is equal to mgh by applying g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. You would directly find the answer. But here they are telling you to find out the kinetic energy by giving the mass of the body and momentum. So here you need to apply 2 formulae. One thing is about kinetic energy is equal to half into mv square. Another is momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Momentum symbol is P, which is equal to mass into velocity. Okay. Using these 2 formulae, you can now find the value of kinetic energy. Okay. I am giving you clue also and I am giving you answer here also. Take it as an assignment. Try to solve by yourself. And let me know in the comment section whether you are getting the correct answer, which is 2 kilojoule. Okay. You should get 2000 joule, or if you want you can convert it into kilojoule by writing as 2 kilojoule. Okay. Another expected question. What is the temperature of 100 degrees centigrade in Kelvin? So here remember that you should always add 273 in order to convert the temperature from degree centigrade to Kelvin. So if you add 273 to 100, your answer will be 373, which is the correct answer, option C for this question. Okay. Another expected question. Change in velocity of an object per unit time is called. So change in velocity of a object. Change in velocity means acceleration. Change in distance per unit time means speed. Change in displacement per unit time means velocity. Another expected question. This is also from optics. A person uses spectacles of power plus 2D. He is suffering from. So here the person is using the glass on eyes and the power of that glass is plus 2 diopter. D is a diopter which is unit of power. The options they have given are short-sightedness or myopia, presbyopia, long-sightedness or hypermetropia, astigmatism. So here because the power is plus 2 diopter, our answer will be long-sightedness or hypermetropia. If it was minus, then we would say that it will be short-sightedness or myopia. Okay, now take it as an assignment to know about what is myopia, what is presbyopia, what is hypermetropia, what is astigmatism, and what are the corrections a eye specialist can make to a person who is having the sight problems. So these were the most expected physics questions which we can expect in Karnataka TET. Okay, this is the time for assignment question. Here you can see a diagram where a girl is standing on the earth and she is standing on the moon also. She is telling that her weight on earth is around 560 Newton. She wants you to give the weight on the moon for her when she is standing on the moon. Okay, so I really hope that this session help you because these are the questions which we have taken by doing lot of research and by keeping in mind the new science syllabus. Okay then, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and also share this video maximum and also give your response by liking the video. So I will be making the next video session only if I cross minimum 200 likes. Okay then, thank you. All the best. Bye.